It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Calloway to you at this time. John works as a teacher on special assignment in the VAPA office, and his position is funded by the people of San Francisco in part through our Proposition H, which is a special proposition introduced 5 years ago by the San Francisco supervisor Tom Amiano to ensure the reinstatement of arts, libraries, and other disciplines in our schools. Dr. Calloway comes to us with 24 years of experience in the arts as a teacher. He has been with the College of Creative Arts and the College of Ethnic Studies at San Francisco State for 11 years, and with the San Francisco Arts Commission since 2008. John founded the Latin Jazz Youth Ensemble, and as a performing artist, John has performed with Dizzy Gillespie, John Santos, and Tito Puente, among others. His musical work has been nominated for 3 Grammy Awards. I am proud to present to you Dr. John Calloway.
Do I really need a microphone? I don't think so. Wow, thank you, Rob. That was really good. And this is all part of my presentation. So who will come up and dance? Oh, really? Can you? Great, fantastic.
Give it up, give it up.
Okay, so, and this is all leading to the beginning of what I'm doing. I always bring this with me because when I bring this to music teacher meetings, it does a lot of different things. It either gives them puzzle, or they put the walls come up. They start thinking, how do I codify this? Can't put it in the music paper? Yeah. Uh-oh. Or they start rolling their eyes. Here goes the multicultural social justice guy again. So when I go to the Teachers for Social Justice meetings, they look at me, well, yeah, but we don't understand, you know, our band teacher's nothing like where you're from. And then when I go to the music educators meetings, after about 10 minutes, about half of them a few of them walk out saying, you know, I don't get it, okay? So I'm always trying to find where do I situate myself. So I'm going to sing something. I have a very bad cold, and this is called Call and Response, which, alluding to hip-hop music, we're going to talk about that, because I used to live on 177th Street in the South Bronx, back at that time. Okay, and your name is?
Sade.
Sade, and I'm going to do a piece, you're going to sing whatever I sing, okay? You're just going to repeat, okay? Then I'm going to sing a long part, and then I'm going to do something very simple. You have to just use your ears, your musicality, okay? I go, we lay, I go. 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 Downbeat. I go, we lay, I go. I go, we lay, I go. And the reason I did that was, it is okay for all roads not to lead to Mozart, as long as the roads lead to good quality musical experiences for lifelong musical exploration. This was by a person Larson at a committee about the arts for Goals 2000 or something like this. So, so tell me something, because I know I went on the website and I saw pictures pop up of people and all the arts leads, the original leads. I've always found it difficult when we're talking about the arts. How do we frame music in this discussion? Because a lot of times the music teacher is coming from a whole different place. And I teach at San Francisco State University. I work with the music education department. And the way that you go through your process to get your bachelor's degree and your teaching credential is one way. It's music of the academy. But tell me, and I bring this up because when you thought about the hip hop music, what was there? And then you think about the music teachers you work with, is it like this?
Yes.
Okay. Is it like this?
Yeah.
So I'm a person who went through, oh, you got it, little Johnny, you have to do the scales like this, but there was also part of me, you know, we're going to play like this on the street. And you know, I found a way after so many years to merge it together. And, but tell me something, because you're all from different parts of California. Tell me something about your experience in terms of what our discussion is and music, and the music teacher. Or is there a discussion with the music teacher?
I'll tell you, in one of our South County schools that we have enormous difficulties with, and just getting kids involved in the arts, it's a lot more than just remediation and teaching kids how to read music. It's introducing them to music. And a good example, I was told to go down from representing the county. One of the schools that was having some problems, they had a huge drop-off in terms of musical enrollment. The kids were just not interested. And as I came up to the music room, there were 15, 20 Hispanic youths outside that had pushed all the drums, all the percussion, all the drums outside, and they were playing on the drums. And I walked inside the room with the assistant principal, and the teacher was in the classroom teaching maybe 3 kids Brahms' Lullaby.
And I tried to politely point out that his class was really outside, and what was going on inside, even though he was insisting it was standards-based, it was according to this music educators, it was a good flourishing program, but it wasn't. So that was a real challenge. And this is also the same group. When I said, you know, you can start, maybe we could start with a mariachi program. I know I've heard of some programs in San Diego, for example, that are really terrific. And the music teacher looked me in the eye. This is a tenured music teacher who was the vice president of the music educators, and he said, "That's not music."
But what's that telling you when the kids are outside of the room playing drums and you've got 3 people in? What's it saying? Haven't we seen this, for those of you from San Francisco? Haven't we seen this? What's it telling you? That there's a disconnect, right? There's a disconnect.
It's not
and
relevant. What's happening in the classroom is not
okay, I'm going to flip
relevant.
that on it, because I can tell you that it can be relevant. It just can't be the whole picture, because I've got some short video clips I want to get, and it's really hard to cover everything in 20 minutes. The reason I asked about the music programs is California is vast. When you go to Fresno, like it's Texas, you know, you got football, and what goes with the football? Goes with the marching band, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I just met one of our teachers in San Francisco, I think is someone I've never seen in 20 years, who's made such an impact, Willie Brown. He comes from Lubbock, Texas. He goes, there's 4 quadrants in Lubbock, and you got to go to one of those high schools regardless of race or class. And everybody's got to be in the music program, and they got a marching band. So everybody plays. So in some ways they forced it, but they did make it relative. Okay.
And I found that as a young teacher, I was just doing exactly what the music education curriculum taught me to do. But then I wanted to bring my culture with the kids, because they didn't know what an Armenian was. And I thought, oh, let me show you. So we would dance, and then I'd say, you show me, you know, what you're doing. And I absolutely loved it. So I started the mariachi program. I thought, this is, what can I do to appreciate your culture? So we started a mariachi program. Then kids from all over came. The dancers came out, and strings program, so it just brought a whole new life by celebrating their culture. So thank you.
And the positive is that they had instruments. And there's a lot of schools that don't have instruments. So I think just the fact that they had stuff to take outside.
But also, I mean, if we're, and I heard in the our last conference that we had here, we were sometimes reaching with marginalized kids, you know, they're just underserved, don't buy it. Some of these programs, when you say mariachi, even with Latino kids, they'll go, are you kidding me? They might say that's my parents' music, or they might say, you know what, bro, I'm from Nicaragua. We don't have that there. I'm from Peru. I'm from El Salvador. That's for los norteños or whatever. That's not for me.